are my friends. Come along with me, see how the story ends.
This episode is brought to you by North Spore. Ever wondered what secrets lie beneath the forest floor? What if I told you there's a hidden kingdom waiting to be explored right in your own home? North Spore is your getaway to this magical world. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned mycologist, North Spore has everything you need to cultivate culinary delights, medicinal powerhouses, and even a little mind-expanding magic. Unlock the power of fungi with their top-notch spawn, easy-to-use kits, and a treasure trove of knowledge. If you're ready to embark on your mushroom journey, visit northspore.com and discover a community of passionate growers, expert resources, and endless possibilities. It's time to tap into the ancient wisdom of fungi and transform your world. Be sure to use code Professional Hippies for a very special discount to fuel your fungal exploration. North Spore, where wonder grows. Deal or no deal? Press that button. Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Professional Hippies. We're your hippies. I think the closer and closer we get to our pilgrimage, the more you'll hear about it. That's not today's episode, but if you're new to the fam, we're Professional Hippies. I'm Colton. This is Dylan. And we like to talk about a wide berth of topics. And this week, the load is as wide as ever. And come along with us, grab a beer. Alcoholic or not, found out that's a thing lately, that non-alcoholic beverages are taking off. So,
really?
Not sure what that's about. Yep. Hippies, they'll get into everything. Got to keep them out. Stinking liberals or something like that. Speaking of which, I think a hot topic to hop into first is WTF, FDA, MDMA.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
What's up?
Why would you decline that? That makes all the evidence is there. I think that the FDA were just leveraging this to get coerce, like negotiate someone to pay them off more and more money. They're like, we're about to prove it. Prove it. Better pay us more.
I felt like, what was it? What was the organization? Lycanos? Really maps. I mean, I felt like if they were doing that all the right way, everything I'd heard,
they were doing.
Hey, we want to be buttoned up, airtight, not allow for any room for them to be able to say there was negligence in the studies or that anything's unfounded. And sure as shit.
I mean, for them to say like this isn't, because they have to show like it's going to be harmful to people to not use medicinally. It wasn't even for like food. It's not like we're just using it for food or just like everyday consumption.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is going to be helpful. And you're like, oh, you're going to approve Adderall as an easy like consumption thing, but you're not going to approve this thing. Yeah. Or that.
A worldwide mandate.
Mandate. Yeah. Like that's all going to be approved, but you're not approving this thing. That's obviously
totally voluntary, by the way. No one's forcing it on anybody. Just saying, here's an option if you're desperate. Okay. Like, let's not even open it up for just
Oxycontin is fine, but
fentanyl, by the way, wasn't like a invented thing. That came from the hospitals.
Fentanyl's fine.
They made it even stronger. They made one stronger than fentanyl. I don't have it off the top of my head, but it's like
Fenton X. Jesus.
Like the X-Men or something. You just have
that's
fentanyl
fine.
Show up as an X-Men.
Fentanyl 2.0. The Avengers of fentanyl.
But really, I mean, I haven't looked into it crazy deep. I know that our buddy Henry put out on Tricycle Day a pretty good write-up on it. And I mean, they're just saying like, hey, like heart issues are potential and something
they're just
else.
Coming up with excuses. The heart issues, everything that they approve has a laundry list of freaking problems.
Yeah.
But like this one's going to be because of heart issues and a couple other things. Boo-hoo.
Really?
That's just someone.
That's something a waiver can't take care of, is what you're telling me?
Yeah. That's obviously they got paid off for that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That situation, it's such a roller coaster, and it's weird because when I was looking into applying for psychedelic jobs, like 2-3 years ago, there was kind of this boom of seed money, investor money, and now it feels like just the feeling is that the market, it's like the momentum's sucking away from that, right?
I can't. It's so hard to even trust what the FDA does, anyways. I mean, that trip to Bulgaria, where like all the stuff, all the food products were so much better. Everything didn't have all the shit packed into it, but they allow that in ours. Like, oh, it's just an organization that gets paid off. Whoever pays them off the most. They're a mafia. The FDA is a mafia. That's all they are.
Yeah, especially when you just think about the food. Just the food. Take the drugs out of the equation. The food is basically a drug.
The food is basically a drug, and for them to allow all the stuff, I mean, and it's not like people can't trust. You're forced to eat the product because, like, what else is there? Like, I guess you can go eat your food, go eat your vegetables, and go organic. But then, how organic is that stuff even? You know?
Yeah. I mean,
everyone's trapped into whatever the FDA is giving everybody, but then the FDA says this isn't good. Okay, bullshit.
Yeah, the thing is, what's interesting, not even playing devil's advocate, but so when you're overseas and you look at the ingredients list, it's by far shorter in ingredients, right? And then I did watch a video where someone was breaking down how they retitle like red dye 40 and stuff like that. Like when they overseas, when they put in ingredients, it's just called something different. And for whatever reason, the way that we categorize it. So it's odd that on certain food standards, we have much higher standards, but more bullshit. Whereas overseas, they care more about the bullshit that's going in, but the food itself, they're a little bit looser.
But the food though is like over there, if you're eating everyday foods that people eat to like stay full and stuff, they look at those more. But if it's like a candy bar, everyone's like, yeah, you're probably gonna eat a little shit in this candy bar. It's like known, like, yeah, there's a little bit of extra in here, so it tastes.
They're not cramming fucking corn in every crevice they can.
Yeah, like they're like, no, this is a bag of lasagna. Like that's what it is with a couple other things in it. It's not a whole laundry list of stuff. But if you're going to eat this Laffy Taffy, though, hey, man, there's going to be, everyone just knows that's got a little extra chemical. Hey, this Coca-Cola might have a little extra oomph in it, but don't drink this every day.
Yeah, fair enough. There's a candy bar when I traveled overseas that I loved. It was like their equivalent of Dove. I don't know, it had like little crunchy almonds in it or whatever. It was.
That sounds great.
Oh, so good. I mean, we have it over here too, but it's just not as popular. But over there, man, I don't know. I felt like every city I went to, I was just hunting down that candy. That candy box you sent me, I haven't even tapped it, dog. I'm bringing that to Burning Man.
You're bringing that whole thing to Burning Man?
I haven't even looked at it. I didn't want to be tempted. Is there all kinds of stuff in it?
Oh, dude, yeah. It's all international types of food and candy. So it's. Some of it I don't even know what it says on it, and I'm like, all right.
I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, that's chock full of preservatives. It'll be good another month.
Oh yeah, it's like Doritos from South Korea, and like I got a box once, and it was like barbecued shrimp Doritos. Whoa, those were gross. And then they grew on me. I was like, oh, this ain't that bad actually.
I don't even remember what I sent you for your birthday. But it was just like the most random eclectic.
It's a random box of stuff. I don't know. I've got it somewhere. It's just kind of, it's so random. The random stuff is just kind of spread out everywhere.
I was just flipping through Chinese bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I bet Dylan doesn't have a dog that shits out toothpaste onto his toothbrush dispenser. Like,
yeah, I did not have that. No, the Willy Wackies too. Shout out Willy Wacky Snacks. That's where I've been getting my stuff from. But they have specifically candy that I like. So when I eat Skittles, I like sucking the shell off the Skittle and then chewing the middle part. Yeah, I like getting that hard, crusty shell off of the thing and then eating the chewy part in the middle. It's just the bite down and chewing on the middle part. It's just way more flavorful for me.
Wait, you take the time on Skittles to suck the shell off of the Skittles?
I'll put a whole little mouthful in and just get all the shell off and then chew it off for sure. Yeah, dude, it's way better. The shell blocks the flavor. The shell is blocking the entire point of like a good Skittle.
The shell is the flavor.
No, the shell is that's a barrier. That's a barrier you got to get rid of. Yeah.
I feel like that's slightly unhinged behavior.
Seth does it too. I brought it to him once. He was like, "Yeah, I do the same thing."
That's not helping your case.
You know what? And here's the point I'm getting at, because there is a market of people out there to do that. I looked on Willy Wackies. In Ireland, they sell bags of no shell Skittles. There's
What?
no shells on their Skittles, so it's just the chewy part. It is so
they're
much
Skittles.
better.
They're not pistachios.
Dude, they're so much better. So much better. I buy them. I have them shipped all the way from Ireland. Well, from Willy Wacky International shipped to me. They're way better.
Wait, this is blocking my ability to hear this bullshit. Do you? I mean, what else do you do that is not normal behavior?
What? I don't know. People eat candy weirds differently. And there's a market out there of people that do it, obviously, because Ireland sells a whole bag of it without the shells on it. I'm sure the shells is probably like, trust me.
When you eat Twizzlers, okay, and I'm not talking
just
regular Twizzlers. I'm talking the ones that have all the strings. Do you pull them apart or do you just eat it?
I just eat it. Yeah, Twizzlers you just
also eat. Unhinged behavior. The ones that are twirled together, you don't peel those apart.
You mean like red Twizzlers?
Not a regular Twizzler. The ones that are all like angel hair.
I don't
twined
eat
together.
I just eat red Twizzlers if I eat Twizzlers.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about string cheese?
Pull those apart. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Pull those apart.
I'm just checking in, dude. I don't know if there's a test for sociopaths, but I feel like the Skittlers.
Dude, trust me. Next time you get some Skittles, get that shell off and then start chewing down on it.
Jelly Bellies, do you eat them one at a time or a handful at a time?
Depends.
Okay.
Depends. Like sometimes I want to try each flavor. Sometimes I want to mix them all up.
Do you put nuts in your Coca-Cola? Would you put like roasted nuts in your Coca-Cola?
I've heard of people doing that. I don't do that.
Okay. All right. All right, cool. All right, we're just checking in. I'm just saying.
Do it. Hey, do it next time. The shell, because the shell, if you just pop in the Skittles and then start chomping down on it, the shells block all the flavor in the middle. Whereas like if you can get rid of the shell, because it's just hardened sugar, of course, just dissolve the shell, then you get down to that nice gooey.
I feel like you're one step away.
It's like a tardy.
Putting your
way
Skittles
more tardier
in a cup of water to dissolve the shell. I feel like as a kid you did that.
I didn't do that. No, it's like a nice. It's just way more tart when you bite down into it than it would be if it was just the shell.
Do I have Skittles with no shell in there?
I don't think so.
How do this? What are they called? Wacky snacks?
Willy Wacky.
There's
a whole market of different brands that do that.
You just pick like
no, that one I did a mystery box. They have a mystery box option, and you just choose, and they'll send you a problem.
And all they sell is snacks. They just box up snacks for folks and just
box up. They have sodas, candy, chips, whatever from around the world that they get. And they usually Willy Wacky specifically likes to go after like if it's like a limited time item. So they like to go after those. Yeah.
Do you know the influencer? I think his name is Danny Duncan. Have you heard of him? He's the one that started the brand Virginity Rocks. You seen that?
No.
He has a mystery box that I've been wanting to get for a while. He just has a bunch of funny stuff. His brand took off when he got into blenders, and I think they went into Tilly's. And so there was just a giant explosion of kids wearing shirts that say Virginity Rocks. It was kind of a making fun of the abstinence thing, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, he turned it into a massive brand, and then he's just got like all these funny shirts. Like, I think it says, so instead of let's fuck, it's fet's luck. But when you read it, it's let's fuck. I mean, your brain just automatically replaces it.
Yeah.
I don't know. This made me think of the mystery box. I think mystery boxes are dope. We should do a mystery box. I don't know how many people would be willing to take a chance on that, but
our mystery boxes.
Just box up a bunch of shit from our house.
It's just hard trying to get rid of it. Here's some soil I need to get rid of from my yard.
Just go to yard sales and just be like, how much for everything? And there's like one item you want in it.
I need this table and I need it in 2 boxes, please.
Have you ever wanted to do that? I feel like when I was buying the recording equipment, I was like, this is 100% some shit somebody found at a yard sale or Goodwill.
I mean, we've done yard sales.
But that's you selling the stuff at a discount.
Yeah,
I'm saying
but
people,
I've gone to, we've gone to them. Yeah,
hunting them out.
You just look, been to a couple of states. Like sometimes if you're driving by one, you got time. You're like, all right, stop in.
Yeah, it's crazy the deals you can find at yard sales or like Facebook Marketplace. When I was looking for stuff for a camp, like wood, I was at Home Depot and some of the other stuff we needed. And I was thinking, I was like, you know what? Someone's probably just getting rid of a bunch of dishes and shit. And someone's probably getting rid of a bunch of wood, just stuff that we needed. And I just typed into Facebook, I was like, free wood. Someone's like, I have all of this wood. Just take it. And so I was like, all right. I was on the way to play disc golf anyway and just picked up a bunch of wood and, just grabbing chairs and
I don't know why I never thought of it in college. Yard sales are the best spot for a college kid to go get some stuff that they need.
Best spot, man.
I don't know why I never thought of it while I was in college. Like, I need some plates and cups.
Experience of life rubbing off on you.
Go grab some real fast.
That'll be the best thing when we have kids too, and they're going through college and be like, "Oh, I got to buy textbooks." It's like, no, you don't. You for sure. Let me introduce torrenting to you. Yeah, okay.
Let me go ahead and introduce this to you.
Dad's gonna school you on how to rip off Big Brother. Okay. It's like, Dad, I need a couch. And it's like, I'm not giving you $1,000 for a couch. Okay?
Oh no, you go on Facebook Marketplace.
My 2 couches in college, one was free and one was $50. Have you made a
friend with a truck yet? No, that should have been rule number 1. When you get into college, make your friend with a truck.
That's what my buddy Cody had a Dodge Ram that is sat in the parking lot because we didn't really need to go anywhere. It just sat there. And when we had to use it, it's like, all right, we got to replace the fluids, got to air up the tires, you get where you're going. And it just sits.
I had a truck in college. Everyone always asked me. I'd always be like, just buy me lunch or something. I'll help you out. Yeah. IKEA trips or going to get a couch or something.
When you're in college, you want an excuse to use your truck. Like you want to be helpful. It's easy to make friends. Your karma, goodwill, all that stuff. And, give me some gas money, some beer, some pizza. I always helped them when I needed to move because you help so many people. You're like, hey, I'm calling it in. I need a moving day. Well, we moved out of our dorm because they came up there and they're like, you can't have a couch. First off, how do you guys get a couch in here? Because we had to pick it up vertically and carry it up the fire escape so the dorm people couldn't see it. And they're like, you can't have a couch in here. And we're like, okay. And they're like, so you got to get rid of it. And we're like, we're not moving it. You guys can move it. Like,
that's what you always, whenever the apartments are like, you can't, like, oh, we'll just leave it here. You can,
no problem.
Take care of that. Well, you can't. Okay, so then we're gonna keep going that direction.
Yeah, it's like, we're gonna find you if it's in here when we move out. It's like, yeah, we'll take it out.
It's like you're stopping us. It's like, you're holding up the process here. No one's just gonna leave it here.
They found liquor in our dorm and they're like, you can't have that in here. I was like, that's not my desk. They're like, well, it's in here. I was like, that is the first time I've ever seen that. I don't know. Did you put that there?
I think you planted that, sir.
They're like, you're not even 21. I was like, I'm not even 20. So I wouldn't be able to buy that.
How would I even get that? You're 21. Did you get that and plant that in here? It's like
that is funny when you think about like when you get back together. Like it's cool. I've been around you when you get back together around your college buddies because they're like, who do you keep calling Dylan?
Oh like, everyone calls me that.
Because you've ever heard the expression like if you can only talk about old times, then those people are probably the people you'll never be able to talk about new times. And I'm like, the glaring footnote to that conversation is some of the hardest belly laughs a human will ever experience is when you were young and dumb and knew no better. And those are the stories you're talking about. I don't see myself as a 30-something-year-old man going out and making those same decisions. Not even in the slightest. Right? I want to crack a couple beers with my buddies and I want to talk about how dumb we were and what you do for $20.
Yeah, I want to know like what did you do that you like there was no consequences at the time?
Yeah.
What were you going after?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a story I can't talk about. But
It's around the campfire later.
yeah. So another random thing I wanted to bring up is, have you been seeing what's going on with Ukraine?
Besides their gay ass drone bombing, no, I don't know what else is going on with them.
They're both on both sides. They're fucking like forks if that's
Sure,
gay.
they're all.
you know?
I'm sure they are, but that's stupid warfare, in my opinion.
War. I mean, imagine
War stupid in general, but that one's just like,
if that's stupid. Imagine how the French felt when mustard gas started rolling in the trenches. They're like, oh, these bitches.
yeah, what the hell is this stuff?
Or imagine how a German felt when they saw the first tank. Oh,
huh. And then they were like, all right, we'll blitzkrieg. We'll create a whole bunch of panzers.
Oh yeah, that's the second
That
round.
was their response to that.
Yeah.
They went, oh, tanks. That's
when
cool.
They brought it back around. They sure did bring it back around.
Germans were like, that's a good one.
I see what you did there. I feel like we could put a bigger engine in it. No, so Ukraine has gone on the offensive, and currently they control about 1,000 square kilometers of Russia right now. So they've invaded Russia, and they've started bombing their airfields because now they're deep enough, and now Russia's having to evacuate a whole bunch of citizens.
Well, I think they're on the offensive because they're making a last effort, because after this election, I feel like they're going to lose a lot of funding coming their way. So they're going, we probably should spend some of this money we got towards.
I think it was just a last ditch effort. I think it was
making
some of
a
that.
push.
What is that book called? Like The Art of War?
Yeah.
Sun Tzu, right?
Well, they probably came. I mean, they come around the back as the Russians are coming in. They did a little swing around, and they're like, "All right."
It's so crazy. They're like, "Okay, we're gonna invade. We get it. You have nukes. We're literally invading just so you stop. Just fuck off. Just give us the land back. Shake hands. We're good. Fuck off." Like that. That's crazy when you think about it. They're like, "All right." It's like a guy that's getting beat up in a fight, and he's like, man, if I can kick him in the nuts really hard, I might have a chance here. You know?
If I get one good shot on that face, I'll be all right.
But it's just crazy when you think about it. They're like, all right, because I guess all the fronts, and if you're not into it, that's totally cool. It keeps coming up on my feed. So where Russia had taken some ground, Putin was like, hey, we'll sign a truce if you allow us to annex the land that we've occupied. And they're like, yeah, that's not how that works. So they just went up into motherland. And so I don't know, I'm curious to see what comes of it, because that's some badass warfare.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with it too much personally.
That's good for your mental.
At first I was, and I was like, this doesn't affect me at all in this world at all right now. Like,
it really doesn't.
So I'm like, why even get into this?
Aside
right
from
now?
all the money we send them, but the money is kind of a bipartisan deal. I don't know that that's coming really from
the big man's about to leave office soon, so
it's looking like Kamala's going to get in.
I don't think so at all. You see all the faking they've been doing, all their like rallies and stuff. They've been AIing a bunch of people into their stuff.
Wasn't fake.
Have you been catching it? They've been showing it, like when people have their phones up taking pictures, it's like not even the image, it's a completely different image in there.
Yeah, I saw that, but there was also a video recording of that. So I saw like I was like, oh, that's kind of whatever. But then they had a video of that rally, so I guess that was real.
I mean, it's multiple rallies. It's not like one rally. It's a whole bunch that they're blocking
They've
off.
Substantiated I've looked into the ones because I'm curious. I mean, that's the fun part. I don't have a horse in the race. I'm voting for the independent man, and I'm like,
JFK.
run it back. No, yeah.
JFK, at least it wasn't our family this time.
It's ironic Trump's the one that gets shot at. Also weird that didn't get more attention. I mean, it got a lot of attention.
Oh,
right?
It's still got a lot. It's still going down, but it was because it didn't. There was way too much showing it was an inside job by the local government, and then everyone went like, "Ooh, that did not pan out as we thought it would." I mean, there was it came out that there was an FBI agent that kept visiting the guy
Oh, really?
The FBI agent, his cell phone record, which like a show going to visit him and then going back to the FBI agent's office. There's a cell phone record of someone going back and forth. They pushed that under. Yeah.
That's the kind of conspiracy stuff that, like, I appreciate the stance I take on these things, where I'll just take that at face value. I'm not going to look into that. I'm like, it feels richer to go, yeah, that was an inside job.
Well, then the other thing too was like when the local police found him, and there's obvious video where the local police are like ready to go get the guy, and they said like, "Hey, I need a hard wire directly to the Secret Service. Like, I need to get this message to him." No one ever replied through the radio waves that day. Like before they start taking action with all the Secret Service around, they're like, "We need to go after this guy." They're like, "We need to tell the Secret Service," and no one from the Secret Service ever responded. Like, "Hey, we're about to make this move."
Dude,
you can hear it on the radios and the video.
I can't believe that. Because I feel like, because Trump had like all the momentum. I mean, regardless of what side you're on, I feel like the momentum is shifting pretty hard to Kamala right now.
I don't think so at all.
Well, that's the echo chamber you probably live in.
Dude, have you not been looking? I think they're trying to go after a ton of black votes, and black votes are going after Trump for sure. Like a lot, they're trying to pander to him. She went to Atlanta and changed her voice and dialect to try to pander to the black voters there. And that
Don't
came
you
out.
owe me $50 from the last election?
Probably.
I think you do. I got that in a journal somewhere. I'm willing to double it up on this one.
I'll double it up on this one for sure.
Yeah, we can go double or nothing. Big dog.
Yeah.
Because believe you me, I don't want Kamala to win. But so then let me ask you this: what do you think about all the Project 2025 shit?
I don't even think that's a Trump thing. I think he's even come out and been like, I'm not even for any of that. I don't even know why that's a thing.
So you take Trump stuff at face value?
Do I take Trump stuff at face value?
Yeah, like if he
I
says,
do my research, and I don't think
about
I don't think that's his stuff at all. I don't think that's any of theirs at all. I think that's some Q thing that was created, or it could just be a project that was created by the other side, let's say the left, to make it look like Project whatever is going to be this big thing. Look what they're doing. They're trying to create this like.
Have you seen the training videos?
No, man, I haven't seen the training videos.
Training videos are kind of damning. It's like all of Trump's previous appointees and shit, and they're like laying out, some hacker hacked the 2025 like training thing, so they're like these really professionally well done videos for the conservatives that do get elected in if he wins, and they're like, "Oh, it's Trump's whatever, appointed and here's how we spread the message of whatever." There's also some interview that got leaked from I don't know. I gotta come better prepared for this shit if I'm gonna talk shit. But
we always talk out our ass so much about politics.
I know, and I love it. Because it's like whatever. I think we take similar stances. It's like if I woke up tomorrow and Trump was president.
Tim Dillon to run. If Tim Dillon was running,
the scary thing about him is dude, sharp. His sharp recall. Dude. I mean, he talks shit and backs it up, and you're like,
very knowledgeable. I mean, he would his international affairs would be fine against the LGBT community, but gay.
Yeah, he's the only person from the LGBT community that I've heard go in on the dude. He goes in on that community,
dude. I love too him and RFK's relation is so funny. He makes fun of RFK for being always like on the lookout, but they're like best buddies still. RFK brings him on the campaign trails. He'll be like, yeah, RFK is a little weird. He'll think, I forgot his wife's name, but let's say it's Karen. He'll be like, Karen, there's somebody in the car. We gotta go the other way.
Well, he after the assassination, he got Secret Service protection.
Finally he gets Secret Service after the attempt.
Yeah. They're like, oh, yeah, just in case we come after you next, we need you more accessible.
Yeah. That was nuts.
Dude, so here's where I was going with the momentum thing. Because my feed's really pretty independent. If anything, it's a little left-leaning, which I find odd. But
Mine stays pretty middle. Mine stays pretty middle either way.
I definitely get it from both sides, but the thing I get from more of the
Which
right,
I'm good. I'm glad. I like seeing both sides.
I love seeing both sides, but I get a little bit more of the crackpot stuff. Like, have you seen the Good Liars? They go to Trump rallies and just ask him questions. And they're like interviewing one guy and they're like, so, why do you like Trump? And the guy starts like bashing Kamala or whatever. And he's like, first off, you could say her name, right? And he's like, yeah, I don't want to. And he's like, well, okay, so what's your argument? Like, why are you really for Trump? And he's like, well, he's just a good learned man, and her speaking ability is just not. He's like, so you're taking stock with the issue that she doesn't speak very well in your opinion.
I mean,
yeah, and he can't string together a sentence. And he's like, so speaking's really important to you? And he's like, yeah, I like sentences. And he's like,
well, when you're not good at politics, you hope the politician's good at politicking.
That's the thing, dude.
If I'm not good at speaking, I hope my leader's good at speaking.
I just think it's so odd. And, we don't have to talk about politics a long time here, but it is so odd to me that Kamala did shit for Dick running for president and then gets voted vice president. There's no primary.
By nobody, by the way. Or sorry, should put elected into running for the Democratic
just gets
candidate.
Appointed and all the other Democrats stand down. It's like, where's the voice of the people? I think it's
a throw up. I think they're just throwing her up there because they know she's going to lose, so they got to throw up.
If you look not think she's going to lose, bro.
If you look at some past elections, there's been a lot of these types of situations that have come up. The one against Reagan.
This is the first time that a sitting president has never run.
Correct, but you've seen where what I'm talking about is when a candidate's very likely to win on one side, the other party will just kind of throw somebody up. Like that.
Well, so when you say Trump's likely to win, is that your belief system speaking or the polls? The polls don't matter.
Well, I think that's my belief system. I think he has a very great chance of winning.
Okay. Yeah. I think from the first time we got elected, we saw, hey, polls don't really fucking matter. Okay?
No one believed me then either. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's going to win this.
Yeah. I wonder if it was from the first election I lost that bet, or him getting reelected. I've got the documents.
I'm sure it was the reelection because I made a bet with a lot of people on that one and I lost it. So,
yeah, who knows how many bets? Speaking of bets, so yeah, there's a massive conservative base that just. Because I feel like the loudest voices on the right are the ones that like discredit and piss a bunch of people off and are easy to poke fun of.
Either way, it's either side for sure.
Yeah, but the ones on the left, like I feel like they go so far left now they're in the liberal camp, right? Like most Democrats are pretty silent. Most conservatives, I feel like, are a little more outspoken. Like, no, Trump's good for this, good for that.
Your thing definitely leans more left than it does right. Then for sure, both sides have their own. Lefts are super loud and outspoken. So are the right.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
the
right and the conservatives are way more outspoken than the left, and the left are very quiet.
No, I'm saying the ones on the left, when you go far left, are way crazier, but they're kind of more in the liberal camp than they are Democrats.
Also, I want to point out too, there's been maybe as we get closer, but usually over the entire summer, there would have been tons of riots. Tons of everything while Trump is running for president. You would have had them trying to push and make it look like how bad it is. They didn't want to do it while Biden's in to make it look bad, but there hasn't been a lot of stuff happening to try to show, like, cause a little chaos during this time with Trump running.
Well, because he's also not a sitting president inciting a riot.
Yeah, but they were doing it too in 2016.
I don't have any recollection of that. But I guess it just falls back on I wasn't paying attention to that then.
I don't know. You know what I'm excited about for Burning Man is that it does have a lower amount of ticket sales this year.
I do want to tag this on there. How rich would it be if we saw a Trump flag at Burning Man?
It's at the top of the pyramid.
Oh, God. I'd lose my gourd.
Funded by Trump 2020.
And not like a joking flag. like a Trump proud pride flag, you know? God damn, that would be so rich. Because I don't know what that would go against with Burning Man, but I feel like that would go against everything.
Someone's for sure gonna have it on their trailer out there.
Got to, right? I don't know. Burning Man's
100%.
a liberal playground.
I'm excited for it this year because there's not going to be that many. I mean, there's still going to be a lot of people, but a lot of people are saying all the true burners are still going, but it's going to not have all the Instagram and influencer people that have just gotten wrecked over the past couple of years that didn't have a good time. They're just like, skipping it this year.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing that
are you bringing the leg waxing stuff?
Yeah, that's what I was just referring to.
We got to do that towards the end of the week. I'm not doing that in the middle of the week.
You said that on every trip, and at this point, I don't give a fuck when you do it. I would just like for it to be executed.
We haven't done it at Burning Man yet.
No, I'm saying I've packed it and brought it.
Oh,
multiple events, trips that we've done, and it just
that would be towards the end of the week. I'm not doing that.
or at that point, you'll have such a caked up dust layer to even protect your skin.
Or it's like at the end of the week, I'm done. We finally get back. We take a shower, and then you're standing there with it. Like, you think your week's over, boy?
I don't know if I could poke that bear though. I think at the end of the week,
that's that last bit of dopamine you're looking for. You're like, where am I going to find it? You see it just sitting there in the corner. There it is.
For context, folks, what year was that?
That
what
was like
that?
A year and a half ago, something like that.
No,
yeah,
dude, that was when I still lived in Tampa, dude.
Yeah.
So I've lived here 3 years.
I don't
now.
even remember what the bet was.
I don't either.
I don't even remember what the bet was.
I don't either.
I don't even know, but I know I lost, so like I have to do it.
I know I've been carrying around a wax kit. I don't even know if it's still good.
You want to do it on the backpacking trip? I'm like, I'm not doing it on a backpacking trip. That's the worst place to do that.
God, you're so right though. I could see me hunting for that last piece of dopamine.
Like there it is, and that's good pure dopamine too. That's not even.
I was thinking about it, and I'm like. And on the way back, we reserved a KOA. I'm like, why didn't we get a hotel?
We still could.
Still could. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know if we can cancel the KOA, though.
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
Yeah, you're far enough out. You just got to do it soon.
Yeah.
I might get one. That's not bad. Just get my own hotel near there because you can just park it in the park. The only thing is with the KOA, at least you can use their hose and stuff to like spray it down and get it all cleaned up a little bit. But how many other people are going to be doing that on the way back?
At the KOA?
Yeah.
None at my parking spot.
But I guess you're going to have a hose, your own hose, so you can just spray it all down. Yeah.
Yeah, because we have the U-Haul too. And I don't know... I don't know how that works with a KOA because it's 30 foot.
Ooh, that's a good question. You got to look at is like because you're not gonna be able to put the U-Haul in that spot. You have to park it.
And what, a parking spot?
No, I mean KOAs have like spots you can put a little trailer or like a boat or something.
Yeah,
temporarily.
I'm just trying to avoid backing up with that trailer as much as possible.
Just put it in the slip. I just need to pull into the slip, guys.
Well, the thing's fucking 12 feet long, dude. RV's gonna be.
That's a big trailer.
I mean, what's the gap between? What's the tongue on a trailer? At least 2 foot.
Yeah, at least 2 foot on that.
It's just gonna be 44 feet long.
Yeah, I mean, remember your training, backing up them boats. That's what you got to do.
I don't have any training really when it comes to backing
Tyler
up a trailer.
Tyler and I can do it if we need to. We both backed up boats.
Most I backed up was a horse trailer and a lawnmower with the pull behind.
The only thing I got to get my gist is when I get back up is whether you go left or right. It goes the opposite direction wherever you're going. So whatever direction you're going. Yeah. I usually mess up the first time and then I get my coordinates in order. Dude,
when I get nerve wracked is like when you're working on something like when I was doing the spark plugs. I'm sitting there with the wrench. And I'm like, righty tighty. But I'm like, I'm going I'm trying to back it out. So I'm trying to remember which way does it screw in, and I just get all in my head because I'm on a spark plug, and if I go one crank too much right, then I'm breaking a spark plug off in there. So I called my brother. I'm like, hey man, I think it's the pressure getting to me right now, but which way do I spin this wrench? I got you. So we'll try and avoid backing that bad boy up as much as possible. But did you see some of the lineups that have come out so far?
Not really. No, I mean, I saw Infected Mushroom might be there, Mal P, which is awesome. I saw those two. Maybe Rufus Del Sol. That'd be awesome to see them out there.
Yeah, they're doing a sunrise set or sunset.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, they're doing like a 2-hour set, and then the like Mal P is gonna be great. And are you part of any of the Facebook groups where they talk shit about Burning Man?
No, probably should be.
Yeah, those are good on Facebook. Those are really rich. I feel like Facebook's only existence now is for like groups. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of just keeping groups because it's so much easier to communicate and talk on Facebook within the groups.
Yeah. So there's a couple different Burning Man groups Abby and I are part of. Like when I was joining, looking for tickets and stuff, and people were just shitting all over Burning Man for encouraging the camps to release their sound lineups early. We're like, oh, now it's going to turn into a festival. I'm like, Abby and I were laughing so hard the other morning because it's like, what the fuck that's their gift. Like they're spending all this money in fundraising to provide insane experiences with stages and fire and lasers and projections and all this shit, right? Like, but that's a form of art. No, like that's their gift. What the fuck is different than that if some place was releasing their snow cone lineup a fucking week earlier, or the macaroni necklace place? You know, people getting a fucking panties in a wad because they don't want the festies to come out. I'm like, any kid that comes out there thinking that's a festival, they're gonna be there like 2 days and they're like, I can't handle this. Like I guess
it just kind of protects against that a little bit. There's just like, yeah, we're gonna provide it to you. I mean, look at My Own Warrior. You know, I don't think they ever put out their lineups until the very end because they're like, yeah, you'll just find us out there. Whether you like us, whether you like the lineup or not, you're going to come find us.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah, well, my neighbor sent me that 3D modeling and all the stuff that they have set up.
That looks crazy. The fact that it burned down and then they're like, nah, rebuild it now. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, hey, we have the largest power grid, like that camp next to us. So we have the largest power grid at Burning Man. I'm like, what does that mean? Yeah, I've seen some fucking lights out there, dude. I've seen some electricity. Oh, I didn't tell you this though. You know, like at Halloween in Incendia, the dome that has the fire under it. Yeah. So that's a part of one of the camps that's going to be next to us. So we'll be able to like just walk right over. Yeah, they're going to have a giant dome pumping fire in the ceiling.
That was a few rows away from us a couple of years ago. But out there, they have an addition that I've never seen before until I was out there. They have a jet that rockets up out the top. And it's so loud at you can hear it across Burning Man. It's so funny being at different festivals and seeing the different additions that they had. And at Burning Man, they just bring out everything, including this massive jet.
It sounds like a hot air balloon going off. I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually exactly what it is.
That actually is probably what it is. That's got to be what that is.
Dude, that thing is so loud.
Yeah.
We're going to be in the RV, but still probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get some of those moldable wax sleeping plugs.
Oh, yeah, just some sort of headphones, too. I'm going to bring a couple solar chargers, too, so we can, like, if you have, like, headphones that you want to put in at night just to have some white noise to block out the noise, I'm going to have that coming, too.
Oh, why did you get, this is probably an off-podcast topic, but I am curious, why'd you get the mountain meals?
Just because they're so full packed of calories. Like they are like, if you're out on the trail and you eat one of those, you feel great. And so I just got the best tasting ones. So like a spaghetti, and if something does go wrong for whatever reason, all you do is heat up water. You don't even have to heat up water. You just pour the water in there.
Yeah.
And then you got a nice, awesome meal.
Dude, I got us a badass cooler. It's lighter than I expected, but I spent about $370 on this Pelican.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 70 quart. It says it holds ice for 9 days.
Oh, nice.
So
We're gonna put that bad boy to the test.
I'm like, if I can get 4 days out of you, we're having to replenish the ice.
You should take track of it and then send it to Pelican at the end and be like, I'm testing your shit right now to really show how much this is going to work.
Well, the main thing I'm worried about, I mean, this is kind of a broader thing too, is just like eating enough. Like that's my main issue in general right now. It's just like working out and eating.
Yeah.
It's just like getting clean calories in me so I don't feel like crap. But dude, I've been hungry all the time. I feel like I'm going through puberty again.
Yeah. Same. I always just like, I'm trying to eat right, get stuff in. I'm just like, I just want to continue eating, you know, whatever's near me, which is not good at all, but also need to get calories in a little bit.
Yeah. So you haven't been working out?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Nothing really. I've been doing it for like walks and stuff, but I've been so busy with just everything else in life.
Yeah.
That after this trip, it's just nothing but doing that after this.
That'll be good for you.
Why don't you do it right now? Hey, man, I get it.
I hear you.
I hear you. I hear you. I will be doing it right now.
Yeah. I've been working on putting together some like a set or something for Burning Man. So Abby has an old Mac computer. This bitch. So we're bringing out the little speakers, the sub, and her computer because, you know, I don't want to get an expensive DJ board or whatever.
No.
And trying to put that together. And I asked the camp, I was like, the camp lead, I was like, hey, man, if you have any DJ spots open, I'd love to do it. And he's like, yeah, you can just probably go back to back with one of our DJs. Just hop on there.
Yeah, those DJs are going to be like, please give me a break. I would love.
Yeah.
I was thinking, though, it'd be really cool one year if we did set up like a mobile DJ. And you just like, we put you on the back and we're just pedaling around.
That'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be awesome one year to do.
Shit, we do that around St. Pete, you know?
Yeah, dude, people do it all the time around here. There'll be like bike gangs going around. For sure. You just go down Central.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still working out the house stuff, man. Got to get
good thing. Remember that house in Shore Acres you were looking at? It flooded the other day. Yeah. They had to rip out everything out of there.
The one right around the corner from you?
Yeah.
No way.
One of the few that flooded really bad.
Oh, shit.
In the area. So, yeah. Good choice. Not going with that one.
No, that was the universe looking out for us on that one.
Yeah, that one flooded real, but they threw everything out by the road.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're still working through that. But I think, just did some credit repair stuff and working to do whatever we got to do to get down there, man. It's just like, it was 109 degrees when I was working on my RV the other day. And I was like, you know, the shitty part about this is like, I can't go to the beach if I want. Like, being 109 degrees and being able to go to the beach, that's what you want.
That's what you want. Just go jump in the water. Like, if I'm going to be hot, I might as well just be hot. Like, just be in it, you know?
Yeah. And when we get down there, Abby and I have talked about getting a Freedom Boat Club membership.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like Dylan's the kind of guy that could drive a boat. You can drive a boat?
Yeah. I love driving boats. They're great. You just got to get a group. You got to talk a group of people into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I just miss
like
fishing.
Cody would be somebody he would love. I've always told Cody, I'm like, we're all waiting on you to get the boat, buddy. Like, we're not. You're like, oh, someone get a boat. Like, you're the guy. I just want you to know that. I don't want you get the boat. I'll help with you on everything on it.
Well, that's why I was thinking about selling the RV, but like talking about the guy, I'm like, I'll bring the RV down there in case you want to take a trip somewhere and be like, I'll be the RV guy. And
that's the thing about Florida, though, is like getting out of Florida with cars or RV, like
the bitch.
All the way out of here.
It's all so that's why I'm thinking of just selling it. But I'm like, let's say we go to Halloween. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to sell myself on it pretty hard, but
Halloween would be cool with an RV or Okeechobee with the RV.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I don't know. It feels like the sunsetting of a chapter with the festivals. Not so much for us. I mean, we're going to EDC, Las Vegas, but just in general, you can feel that page. It's like the page has a little bit of bubble gum on the other side, but you feel it getting ripped up.
It's about to get ripped. Like one piece, ripped off. And all right, next. Oh, the corner came off.
Turn this chapter, but that chapter really doesn't want to go.
A little sweaty. Jesus, you gotta get.
Yeah. So like anytime we were thinking about stuff for Burning Man, Abby was like, I don't feel like this is enough alcohol. I'm like, sweetheart, the numbers you're running, that's 7 beers a day per person.
That's like, not enough.
You also gotta think. I don't know that we left with alcohol the first year, and we budgeted for like 4 or 5 a day.
Only because I had started having heat stroke by the third from the last day.
Do you think the heat's not going to be out there this year?
No, I don't think it'll be out there this year. I think it's gone. I think it's going to go away. Yeah, I think the desert's going to be a little different this year than it normally is.
We're close enough that we can probably get a pretty good accurate.
Oh, true. Yeah. What's that? I don't think it'll be a desert this year. I think it'll be completely different.
Oh yeah, you think they're going to set up little umbrellas by the beach for you?
Yeah, dude. I think there's going to be a little flood that's going to come down.
Fuck the flood. I've had enough flood for my shit.
Black Rock.
Yeah, I'm not getting Black Rock out of forecast because statistically speaking, the weather's got to be
Nevada, right? Black Rock City, Lovelock.
Yeah.
No,
so it's looking like a high of 82. That's nice.
If you put in Burning Man on the Apple one, it takes you to Burning Man, Lovelock, Nevada.
Yeah, I wonder what that's all about. I mean, so the Sunday we get in, high of 89. Monday, 92. Tuesday, 95. So it likes to creep up. It likes to say, hey.
That's not as bad as I thought it would be, actually.
When we went, it had to have been, the first year had to have been 100.
100 and something for sure.
Had to have been.
They were telling everyone, drink water, like get it in.
They said it was abnormally hot. 90s I can work with.
And it's a dry 90s.
Yeah.
I can live with a dry 90s.
A Bonnaroo 90 something.
That's a torture. That's a hell.
Cooking, dog. And by the way,
90s is a different 90.
There was a time where you used to work out. Do you remember when I was I look for sets in the morning to listen to because like some of the sets I listen to, I'm like listening for what the DJ's doing. Others I'm like, hey, I just need something to energize me and work out.
Yeah.
I came across a Beastie Boys set from Bonnaroo in 2009. It was the last concert they did.
Wow.
The love and energy from that set, I was like, oh, dude, I was hitting personal best today. I was breaking records. I was like, this is the fucking shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a video from the Beastie Boys today. They were doing an interview with them, and I guess they got a golden record or something.
You saw an interview for the Beastie Boys today?
Yeah.
It's so random.
Yeah, so it was. So they were interviewing them about something, and he goes, you want to hear a funny story? And he goes, yeah, we got for whatever song it was, I forgot the song he said, but we got a golden record. And when you do so good on a song, you get the golden record.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, yeah, for shits and gigs. I was like, I just want to hear what, it's our song on the golden record. Let's play it. And it was some random ass record. And he goes, yeah, it turns out when you get a golden record, they just take random records and paint them gold and send them out. It's not actually their record. And he goes, I don't know if that's normal, but that's what happened to ours.
That's funny. Yeah, cause I guess that's the record label sending it to him, right?
Yeah, but why make a new record with their song on it? Just grab a random record.
Throw a sticker on the bitch. Get it out the door.
Put it in a frame. Yeah, I guess because it comes in a frame, so why are they going to expect you to take it out? And of course, the Beastie Boys are like, hell yeah, let's play our song on it.
Yeah, that's what I love about music, man. Is when you get this like, I feel like really talented musicians, if they didn't find music, would probably just be fucking weirdos.
That's what all the homeless people are. They didn't find music,
or they found the wrong kind of music,
or the wrong ones.
They stumbled into the wrong
You would
camp.
have gone the blues route, but no, you went old hard rock.
Yeah, you tried out tap dancing too. Who the fuck told you to do-
Irish tap dancing, dude. Come on.
Yeah, you thought you could be in the Olympics for breakdancing? Really?
Did you see that whole
You
thing
couldn't.
going on with her?
Dude, here's the deal. Honestly, I couldn't watch it. I watched the first 15 seconds and it
But
was
did you
so
see like
bad.
what's come after that about her? What's
Uh-huh.
going on? So her husband ran the school that was, and her husband were doing the competitions, were over the competitions that got people to the Olympics, and so they just put her in it. And her husband was the teacher for the school that teaches the people for it. So they just monopolized who got into it, and she just put herself into it.
She got zeros.
She got 0
Oh.
and got rid of the dancing all in general, which is wild because I felt like it would probably, breakdancing probably would have been awesome in LA for 2028. Breakdancing in LA probably
It was pretty hard
cool.
to watch, to be honest. I mean,
I didn't watch them all. Were there other good ones, other good candidates, or were you like, wow, how is this in here?
yeah, I was more of the latter because I don't know why, but Red Bull break comps had come up for like the last year or so, kept coming up on my timeline. I just watched
Those
them,
are
like,
solid to watch. I like
Yeah.
watching those.
Yeah.
They do a good job. But you're like, where are those people? How are they
but
not in
then,
here?
so I could see the argument. Honestly, I could see the argument easier for gaming over breakdancing because gamers like esports, whatever, and I'm not advocating for either. I don't think either should be in the Olympics. But like esport gamers, I mean, those kids are gaming literally 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's wild. There's schools out there for it too.
Yeah.
Like you don't send your kid to band camp. You send them to camp.
It's a concentration camp.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's it. Like skateboarding, totally get. I could see
That
that.
was fun to watch.
You
There was a
know?
lot of spills though. I was like, how are they spilling so much? Whereas you watch like X Games, they don't spill this much. But for whatever reason, they were spilling that much out there. I didn't
You
get
know,
that.
they try to take wrestling out of the Olympics.
I think they are. I know boxing's coming out.
Is it?
Yeah,
Not
boxing.
next
That might
year.
have been
Not
the last.
for the next Olympics.
Yeah, this year I think was the last one for a while.
No.
Yeah, boxing.
What?
Yeah, I don't understand it either. Why they're doing it? I did see someone's take is that they don't the federation for managing boxing. They need to get their shit together and their rules together and what makes
Mhm.
sense and what's allowed before they can be like, because no, they don't. There's so many. It's kind of like when the UFC is tight, right? Like this is
Yeah.
allowed. These are the rules.
Sure.
But like I guess boxing is still kind of up in the air. What's allowed and what isn't. They don't have as many tiers.
And they're also
on,
doing
weight
limited
classes.
rounds. So it's a point scoring system, basically. It's
Yeah,
not
they
like
don't
they're
have as
going
many
10
weight
rounds.
classes yet either.
Mm-hmm.
There's such a wide range, so people are getting through that could have got through with this weight class.
And then you see stuff like the pistol shooting with like, it doesn't even look like they're shooting a 22.
Yeah,
And
it
then-
looks like an airsoft gun now.
And you have the skeet shooting competitions, which I get, look sick, but why don't they change up the skeet throws? It's the same.
The same one over and over.
Yeah. I'm like that.
I guess maybe
doesn't make
because
sense.
that one, because I mean, we've all been to a skeet range where like you start going to different ones, they fling off. And each one's a little different. But if you have it only
Eliminate
going
the
one way
variables.
each time, you can dial in that throw
Yeah.
on the shoot each time.
Yeah, I could see people bitching about unfair advantage and all that stuff. But the pistol one, I don't get. I'm like
It's just
cocking the arm so hard. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay.
I'm surprised it's not a laser at this point. It's just like a laser that they pull the trigger on. It's just like, all right, he hit the middle.
Did you see the one, like, I think it was like a Korean girl or a Korean guy. He's all kitted out. And then another guy has like a little
The
bit of kit
Turkish
going
guy?
on. The
The
Turkish guy
Turkish
just
guy had
like
nothing. Yeah.
showed up.
That guy was baller, dude.
Did he get a silver medal? Is that what
He
it
got
was?
a silver medal
Yeah,
too.
that's hardcore.
That's awesome. That's the way it should be. You shouldn't be showing up with everything. Show up looking at it. That's the way you do it.
I think I feel best for the people that won bronze. I don't know that I've seen not one time, and I know they're out there, but not one bronze medalist not be happier than a gold medalist, because they're like, I made it to the Olympics and I medaled.
And I got them, and I was not expecting this.
Yeah.
And I'm better than at least 3/4 of these people. All right.
Yeah. That's wild. Because the silver medalists, they're right there. You know?
Yeah.
That one, that odd competition where they're on the bicycles and they go around in the oval, but they like creep along and then they sprint.
Yeah.
One dude got disqualified because he got hung up coming out of the blocks and fell over, and he wanted to do a redo, and they didn't let him do a redo. So he just automatically lost. And he was like an overwhelming favorite to win a gold. Those are the people I feel really bad for.
Woo.
Because they're 4 years.
Just gone in a blink. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what nightmares are made of.
Yeah. Now you're like, crap, I have to redo all this to get
Or
back
maybe
in.
that's your prime. Maybe that was your shot right there.
Crap. And all your sponsors and everything backing you for that too.
It can't be as bad though. I don't know why. Randomly eating breakfast, I thought about this morning. The coach that took the Browns to the Super Bowl 3 times and lost. You know what I'm talking about? You heard of that?
I've heard of it. I just don't remember the coach.
30 for 30 did a documentary on him back in the day. And I mean, he crushed it. He got to the Super Bowl like 3 out of 5 years or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but like, you're in the Super Bowl. And he couldn't get over the hump. He never won a Super Bowl. And you want to talk about heartbreaking interview. You can see the man, he's like made peace with it, but he hasn't. He's like, they're like, so have you made peace? And he's like, how do you ever make peace with coming so close to your lifelong goal 3 times and never getting it done?
And never getting it through.
He's like, yeah, I have to make peace with it, but I just want you to think about how that feels to come up short 3 times.
3 times.
For your biggest goal in life.
That's all I'm here to play for this football for? To get to that?
Dude, better. It'd almost be better never even get that close.
Just give me my paycheck. Better to be a cowboy sometimes.
Speaking of which, football's back, baby. Football's back.
I'm so excited. All the fantasy leagues starting to kick back up again.
Yeah,
it's like turning on an old motor.
This year,
get the spark plugs running.
We got to figure out what the game plan is on like the auto draft thing, or
I've got a couple where they're gonna draft. I'm gonna draft that Sunday when we get back that evening. I just told
that's when mine
some
is.
Like this is when I can do it, and some are deciding to draft the Sunday when we go out there, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna auto draft. I got nothing else for you,
dude. I've lobbied every year for the last 4 years. I'm like, please.
I'm like, we could all just do it on this day. Like we're all free.
Yeah, they just want my money.
Exactly.
Talking to you, Nick. I know you listen to this.
I've got 6 of them, so I can't like argue for one or the other.
Dude, you're in 6 leagues?
Yeah, I might be in a 7th if he follows back up with me. He asked me a few weeks ago if I want to join. I'm like, sure, I guess.
What do you pay for the entry on those?
It ranges like 25, 10, 25, free, $50. Yeah. One of them I run, and that one's free, so it's not.
Last year was not a good year for Colton. I
did all right for auto drafting a lot last year. I did pretty good.
I think I might have broken even on the season. I don't know. That was not a good year. The first year I got second, and it's just been fucking downhill ever since then.
Don't be shitty.
I don't know how not to. It's like literally all I've done for the last 8 years.
Wire.
I don't know who to fucking pick up.
You gotta plan on like who's coming up. You gotta watch like the people that they throw in every now and then as resters.
Yeah.
Like if they give the starter a rester, right? And then that guy has a couple really good plays. And you're like, ooh, if that guy gets injured, that guy's gonna be really good.
How many people do you average in your league?
What do you mean? How many people do I average? Like how many
people would you play in average league?
12.
12, yeah.
12.
Yeah, honestly, I wish our league had like 8 people, because
that helps get like a lot better. But when you're at 12, you're struggling
feast or
to find
fucking
people.
famine, dude. You get a couple injuries and you're like, there is my season. It's gone.
It's tough. Yeah, And I have some keeper leagues too, where like if towards halfway through you definitely see the writing on the wall.
Mhm.
So you start planning for the next season already, making the trades. Like I'll give you this guy, but you got to give me some money for him that's going to go towards my draft for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple leagues like that where you're
That's
already
cool.
planning for the next years
Yeah.
going forward.
Yeah, there's I gotta start watching some of those podcasts or listening to the waiver wire reports, because that's the thing that kills me. I don't have the time. I have the time. I choose not to just ingest all this shit about who's going to be the value draft, and like I don't know what quarterback to go after this year. I don't know what running back to go after this year. All the names, because what happens is the older we get,
all those names start going away. Yeah, that you're used to.
or you remember a name and you're like, oh, Saquon Barkley, like for sure, got to go on him. It's like I don't know how much tread are left on those tires.
Yeah, then you forget like, oh yeah, he's older now. That's
Yeah.
falling off.
Yeah, you see like Aaron Rodgers, you're like, oh yeah, for sure, Aaron Rodgers. You know, I don't know if that Achilles is holding up.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It'll be exciting, man. I'm fired up for it. Woo! All right, football's back, baby. We're back, baby, and we'll be back next week. Past that, 2 weeks from now, you're gonna have a live episode, pre-recorded, coming from Burning Man.
It's just gonna be random stuff.
Yeah.
People yelling into the mic on that one.
I'm gonna cut a good promo clip for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, we love you guys. Stick around with us. Subscribe. All the things. I'll see you next week.
Peace.